Hey, I wanted to have a little bit more discussion about this morning's Bible study. We examined Noah's story and we looked more specifically this morning about how in the world all those animals fit onto the ark. But we didn't really talk much about Noah. Oddly enough, after I got done posting that video, I was scrolling TikTok a little bit and came across, I think it's Philip,
Philip Anthony Mitchell.
a super famous preacher. I actually didn't really discover him until recently, but apparently he's kind of a big deal, and for a good reason. Like really awesome stuff. If you don't know who he is, if I hope I got his name right, go check him out. But he was talking about Noah, and specifically how Noah lived to be about like 950 years old, something crazy like that. But he was 500 years old when he started building the ark, and he didn't get on the ark until 600 years. So that meant that he was building this thing for 100 years. And if you put that in your own life's timeline perspective, that's like the equivalent of spending a decade of your life, if you live to be 100, working on some project where everybody thinks you're absolutely crazy. I mean, I guess the best example I can think of is if God was like, hey, Kyle, you need to build a boat. I live in Colorado. There's no water here. We live at a mile high here in Denver. We're actually a little bit higher in Castle Rock. And specifically, I live like on a plateau. So, it'd be pretty crazy if I started building a boat here and told everybody, hey, it's going to flood. I mean, luckily, we have history to look back and be like, yeah, Noah's Ark. I'm just doing the same thing. But anyways, the idea that you would spend a decade of your life doing nothing but working on this project and people would be going, you have lost your mind. Like you could better utilize your time so well. But that's kind of even what is happening in my life right now. Um, I can't tell you how many times whether it was truly God or whatever it was, the Holy Spirit talking to me, or if it was just my own thoughts, but where I feel like God was maybe telling me to do something or not do something, and I just ignored him. Or maybe I started down the path and it was like, man, this is tough, or it's not as fun, so I'm just going to reject that and do something else. And it always ends up not being what I wanted it to be. And that's why I'm on here. I'm listening to what God's telling me to do. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. And I actually have had a really good group of friends that have encouraged me to come on here and start this TikTok. And we've got some projects coming up that I'll tell you guys about here pretty soon. But, um, I've also had some other people that are like, Kyle, you're kind of crazy. What are you doing? This is weird. You're being like doing weird Christian Bible stuff. And man, I feel like I was kind of one of those people for like, what are you doing? It's kind of weird. But man, it's been so good just diving into the Bible. I've never read it, not really. And it's I feel a huge change in my life from doing this. And so this is my little mini Noah story, I guess. And I hope that you guys can have your own little mini Noah stories too.